It's Demonic. I wanted to make this video today because after the update, I had a friend who literally had a "your game was corrupted, you must uninstall it and reinstall" that we usually play with. That I'll actually show you guys his Activision. He's a pretty chill dude, so if you guys want to see if he'll add you and play with you guys can. And we're just gonna scroll through. Alright, here, my boys. This is my boy. Completely reinstall the game, by the way, so couldn't play at all yesterday or somewhat in the middle of the night because, well, the update broke his game. And I mean, not to the point where people had, like, oh, you can't find a lobby. No, no, no. I'm talking about broke his game to the point where he had to uninstall it and reinstall it, which also means when you uninstall on PlayStation, guess what? Remember all your DLC you installed? You know, the Combat Pack 1, the Combat Pack 2, the Combat Pack 3, the Multiplayer Pack 1, 2, and 3? Yeah, you have to go reinstall all those too. So on top of the application, you also have to then go and download those because they're not directly added into the application. So, he's having to be stuck doing all that again. So, good job Activision for breaking that. But another thing is, like, the failed attempt at a anti-cheat that actually could be picking up cheaters a whole lot easier. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't actually go and code a lot because the only thing I mainly coded for is server side stuff like Arc for hosting Arc servers and DayZ servers. You know, that way people can join me on multiplayer worlds. But I'm pretty sure your anti-cheat could have a good update to it, and it wouldn't even take but like minutes to do. Like, you just have to figure out how to do it and implement it for every map in the game, which, yes, would be minutes on finding it out, and then hours maybe coding it into the actual application of the anti-cheat or game itself, right? But I'm pretty sure you could take every structure in the game, alright? And I'm pretty sure you can lay out, this wall here is F2. We'll say, for example, you can say if player is staring at F2, okay, for more than 10 seconds, he has to be wall cheating because he has to be seeing the enemy through the wall. If he's staring directly at F2 this entire time, maybe even if he's moving, but his aim is staying only on F2, either way, tracking an enemy like this back and forth, he has to be cheating. Because an average player might look at a wall, but they're not going to blatantly stare at it for an obscene amount of time. As in a dumb, long amount of time. A normal player is probably going to be F2, F3. Like, this doorway could be F3. It'll be F2, F3, right? Or it'll be F2, wait for a second just to listen, and then F3, right? Is how a lot of people will actually play. Or it's going to be maybe F11 is way down there somewhere, and the only reason I'd be staring at this is because it would track the range from that wall to me to know I'm holding down this sight line. So this wouldn't actually be a cheat compared to somebody that might be sitting right here just staring at like F14 and just staring at a fucking wall the entire time being like, oh, he's going this way. Like that, right? I mean, let's be honest. You can add that subtle bit into an anti-cheat, and I'm pretty sure there'll be a good amount of cheaters now that have to completely change their playstyle, or B, get banned. Set down an average player and tell them, look at this wall for a second. And then tell them, okay, you can play after any amount of time you want, but you gotta stare at the wall for just a little bit of time. And watch how long it takes them to get bored of looking at this wall with nothing to do. I bet you. It'll be pretty fucking quick. They won't sit there all fucking day to do it, unless you fucking told them to and said if you look away from the wall, you're not getting paid. right? That'd be the only time they wouldn't look away from the wall. Let's be honest. Okay? Second, another way to tell a cheater. Let's say the bomb zone is this garage. Okay? You're the enemy who planted, and the enemy to you is the one trying to defuse the bomb. You're not going to be going do 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 do. You're just not. Okay? The biggest thing is, here's objective, and if I was even setting here, I would not take the longest route, opening myself to this area, or this area, to enter that doorway. Alright? That's honesty. I would be more focused on objective. You know, checking it, running this way, checking here, maybe making sure no one's right here, and then checking objective on this side to make sure he didn't come in this side. And is trying to defuse the bomb I just planted. Activision, I reported a guy not too long ago, just a couple minutes ago. Okay, actually two of them. And one of them blatantly wall traced me through this wall to enter this door to shoot me in the back. And the reason I can say this, you can go back and review the clip. I did not make any sound, didn't shoot a person. The dude planted the bomb. I was on the opposite side of the map, so I had to push so I could go left, right, or in the house. And where he was sitting was right over here. Okay? Right here. Literally just chilling like this. I did not cross the doorway here for him to see me, and I did not cross this doorway for him to see me go in this area. So therefore, I could be coming from here, or I could be coming from here. He never once did this. Okay? Like this, to strafe this, to see if I was pushing this. He immediately just walks out like this, immediately comes over and goes... Already telling you, he knew this is how I was facing, because I was going to check here, right? So he already knew this is how I was facing. He knew not to push this door, because this is the direction of me to flick over real quick. He knew to push behind me. Therefore, i.e., staring at F2. Not the doorway, not this doorway. He didn't even care about the objective to check it to see if I was on this bomb after being this far away. Okay? I'm pretty sure with the perks I was running, you were not hearing me from this position inside that house or any further. Okay? You're just not. And the reason I say that is because I'm going to show you my perks here in a second in the legit multiplayer and not here in the single player area stream. Want to go over that. But let's kind of show you guys now. Alright? Let's go ahead and head over. We'll go ahead and leave this. And do whatever. So yes, Activision. You can label each section of a wall in certain amounts before in between doorways and then doorways themselves as different code numbers or letters with a number to say if said person is looking at F4, which happens to be this section of the wall, for way too long than any other person that isn't an angle where a person would be entering a doorway, going around the corner of a house, right? Is a little suspicious. But now that we're in multiplayer and we're not in the, private match, I'll show you the two classes I ran. Alright. If we go into weapons, we go to loadouts here. Alright, we go to the AK. This AK, matter of fact, same one I showed you guys on stream yesterday. Well, this pistol, but I ran just the AK only. With one other gun. I say one other gun because I did switch halfway through the match to hold the MP5 instead of this. And I call it the MP5, but in-game I think it's called the C9. But I am running Ghost, Shadow, Cold-Blooded, and Ninja. Okay? Ghost, I'm not showing up on the minimap as long as I'm moving. Okay, and because of that, I do run ninja, so that way my footsteps are more silent. So yes, no, you're not hearing me from that fucking distance. Second, shadow, so I don't set off anything like, triggers or alarms or, explosives. I can just walk right by them and not trigger them. Second, cold-blooded. This way, I don't show up to kill streaks. So even if he did have a chopper above that usually would ping an enemy as it sees them, it can't ping me because it don't see me. Okay? Now with that out of the way, tell me, how are you going to stand way back behind the bush staring at a wall and then flank me knowing exactly when I look away? Without cheats. Like, COD, is that not hard to do? To put something in place that'll actually register when someone's staring at a wall to track someone instead of a doorway or a space someone can actually come around. And when I say come around, all right, the best way I could put that is imagine my player here is the wall. Okay, actually, I can't do that. Imagine, so see this daily challenges thing here, this square box right here that does this, okay? Imagine this is the wall. Instead of keeping the aimer, like, even if it's on the wall here, at least it's out here where the dude could be swinging. Or if it's on the wall here, it's out here where the dude could be swinging. Why would my aimer be here? And let's say this wall is a long wall. It's a house, right? Meaning, if my aimer's in the center of a house, I can't flick to either of the sides fast enough if my aimer's here. I'd rather just have my aimer where I think the person's going to come from and have cover on this side for me so he avoids me, meaning he doesn't see me and goes the opposite direction to enter my line of sight without his awareness for me to take him down. Or B, if I do happen to start looking in this other direction, I can strafe out from cover and still see him and have the same reaction time, right? Why do we not have something tracking that? Okay? Why do I have people looking right here in the center of a house and then goes, oh, there he is, and then flanks when they know I'm looking this way, right? Literally, you have nothing in anywhere tracking that. Your anti-cheat is terrible. Not just that, like, placing me in a team that I was in, completely terrible. My team should be the equal, actually, let's put this in larger words for Activision, because they should be college graduates instead of Dota dropouts, okay? They should have the equivalent to my skill. The same accuracy, nearly the same play style, so like in my reaction time, the skill level I bring into the game, if I'm slide canceling or bunny hopping and stuff like that, that's what my team should be. As so, the enemy team. So it's actually down to the better player, right? Not cheating. Not, me being in a 1v6 because the 5 other people on my team act like bots as if I just went to private match here and then added like level medium teammates as AI bots, right? Now, get me wrong, I'm not the best player in COD. I'm actually far from it because I don't play championships or I haven't gone pro. But there's also the difference between my level and skill and someone who just installed the game. Or someone who plays like they just downloaded and installed the game and it's their first Call of Duty ever. Right? There's a big, massive gap between that. So why am I getting that on my team? Now, okay, I see like maybe if you're trying to put them in there to learn how to play the game, but the way that should work is if it's a team of 6, me and 4 others, which is 5 people, should know the game, should be really clearly in the game and have the knowledge of where people's going to be at, how the play style is, and then one random person who doesn't know the game is fine. Because having one person, yes, if he's left last alive, we'll take an L. But at least we have a chance at actually tying the game and actually be near the equivalent skill level as the enemy team. That to me would actually be a legit skill-based matchmaking compared to what you guys call SBM right now. Because technically it's no skill-based matchmaking. It's not really a skill-based matchmaking. It's putting skilled players in a lobby full of idiots who then have to try to carry a lobby full of idiots against skilled players. The game bracket is so broken that your team, if you do too good, are all crappy. The enemy team probably came out of the games that are all crappy and then now get to feel good instead of actually just keeping it skill-based. Right? Now, I get it. They're trying to do this because they want to make the really bad players seem like they're pretty okay at the game to, well, you know, stay in the game and not uninstall it, not to, you know, take it back to GameStop or anywhere they purchased the game to get it refunded if they got the disc version, right? I get it. They're trying to prevent that, but don't prevent it by throwing good players under the bus. If you're going to do that and you're going to make skill-based matchmaking, keep it in a skill bracket, and then that skill bracket, you know, engagement optimized matchmaking. You don't need skill, just do engagement optimized. So now, if you want someone to feel better while giving another player a bad thing, engagement optimized. That's literally currently going. You can stack me against the person who's just as good as I am, but maybe where they played really bad play, like really good players and having a bad time, and I just happen to be one of the really good ones that you're trying to get him to keep the game on. Maybe you lower the damage I output, so that way I'll lose a little bit more gunfights, right? I mean, it's still stupid, but I'd prefer that than 5 idiots, 5 dodos, okay? And Dota, before you say I'm saying D-O-T-T-A, I'm saying D-O, D-O, dough, okay? Like when you roll out pizza dough, now just say it twice. But anyways, I'm also saying that because I already cleared you on my last song, literally the one I just uploaded. Don't really care. I don't care if he even replies at this point because I've already killed you. Nothing he says will actually end me. Second, COD. Actually, this is more like what? The 100th thing? Servers. Your lobbies. Why are they so terrible? You are a multi-billion-dollar company, and yet you're going to tell me people just starting to stream can build servers of 100 players in games that are already very under-optimized and get donations and make something feel really good, but you can't? That is very sad, okay? Very, very sad. Tell me, how's a player that barely can afford $300 for an ARC server going to build a really good ARC server on a game that actually isn't optimized for shit? That if you build bases too big, it freezes players that literally have to render it the fuck in, which makes raiding a little hard to do, because then you have to make sure you have super soakers, you know, animals that can take a lot of hits before they die, to make sure you can actually pull the raid off, alongside building now FOBs, which are bases you build outside, like, actually, we'll say raid bases, right, so you guys understand what they are. Outside of the other player's base, far enough away that it lets you build because it's not too close to an enemy structure, and so big that it lags the area, right? Even with that, there's people that can build servers that make that shit feel fun and better. and retains people around. But a multi-billion-dollar company who can afford hundreds of servers can't. On top of that, you don't even rent the servers, you create them. I'm pretty sure you have a actual warehouse of like whatever you need to actually build the server, and you have a shit ton of them, like server, people you rent servers off of do. But instead of renting it, you build your own, and you host your own servers, which dedicate to multiple different matches of Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure that's what you actually do. And then you have people who actually code and set them up and build them who went through college, I hope. And your servers are this bad. Not to mention, how the fuck are you going to put we'll say 3 studios onto one game, which is ample the amount of people, and have this many bugs? Things broken that probably was in other games that got fixed, that you guys just break in your new ones. It's actually quite ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense, guys. If you're going to tell me one studio of, we'll say, 150 people, right, can make one game and it's less buggy in the old games, how the fuck is 300 plus people that can make the time doubled, meaning actually it'll negative the time, meaning like if it took you guys a year to do a game, will now be a half a year to do a game because there's 2, not 3, if not 3 times the amount of people on the project itself. Going to be buggy, going to be falling apart, if not as bad as it is, man. Like, come on. It is atrociously horrendous as a game. I'm not joking. It's literally stupid. And there's a reason I haven't bought this game. Literally, I haven't. I absolutely have not funded this game. And that's not a joke. Guys, when I say that, it's 100% not a joke. I have not funded this game at all. And show that I did not click to buy this game. I'm literally gaining it off a friend who did, and I'm playing it free. Okay? Because I told them, like, I'll play zombies with them or multiplayer, but I'm not buying it. I have to get it for free somehow. But to show you, if I quickly do this and I scroll down, and we go over $100 for this version, $70 for this version. I have not bought them. I'm sorry, but I'm not putting my money into that. And then again, the only thing I did buy, because I like the ninja skin, and, I just kind of wanted to have a skin that wasn't a regular skin, was the ninja one. And then the rest of them was donated to me. Donated, and donated. I bought this one. And when I say donated, like, it wasn't me actually adding COD points. It was them going like this, clicking this, going through their friends list and donating it, alright? That's how I got them. So, GG, Activision, for literally proving me right time and time again. on how dumb your development teams are nowadays. They don't care about the consumer. You know, you guys that's listening to me through the mic right now, they only care about lining their pockets. And what do I mean by this is they don't care about you. They only care about to get the money from you and moving on. Even if they don't give you exactly what they should be giving you up front. They hype it up. Anti-cheat this, and this is how the game's going to be. They get you to try to do it. You play it through the beta. Maybe the beta feels okay in the game state it was in. And then you're like, yeah, I'll grab it. And then you guys go and comp it. And then they go back on their word. You already paid all this money. Now you go back on their word. Right? Literally, I've been calling this every year. And this is why I kept saying, I will not get the next one. I will not get the next one. And unfortunately, ended up I did. And I did until literally this game. And I was like, fuck it. I'm definitely not getting it. And never did. Yeah, I'm playing it. But I wasn't stupid enough to comp it. I'm letting that sink in for a second, guys. Because it does need to sink in. I'm telling everybody right now, I mean, there's going to be creators out there who pretend like they love this game and they get paid by Activision and they get paid in order to play the next one and try to hype you guys up to get it. Do not buy the next Call of Duty. Do not. I did not buy this one. I will not be buying the next one. Do not comp. Make the development teams be held to their standards they should be held at. Until next time, stay awesome, guys, and peace.